Emotions. First of all, forget any distinction between good and bad emotions. All emotions are good and have a right of existence. Period. However, the hot emotions such as anger, fear, or jealousy eat up a lot of bioenergy, which makes that if you are angry or jealous or fearful often, you will be constantly low in energy. If you want to build your energy potential high, so that you may achieve higher, you have to avoid as much as possible the hot emotions like anger, fear, hatred, or jealousy. This does not mean that you should become cold or careless. There is a world of difference between people who are cold by character or because they are careless people, and people who are genuinely caring but wise enough to keep a healthy balance in their emotions. The magic word is balance, not control. Control does not work on emotions, nor does repression. The societies that have the highest rates of violent crime, such as the United States, are the cultures which repress emotions the strongest, and where education and social morals constantly stress the need to control emotions. If we control our emotions, we are robots, because there will be no more spontaneity. Have a look, for example, at Asian culture, the Chinese or Japanese or Indonesian cultures, and you will notice that they are more tolerant toward emotions. But you will also notice that their education stresses more than ours the need to keep a healthy balance in our emotional life. If you see that you are constantly fighting with a particular person, if you see that there are power struggles going on within a group of people you frequent, leave them and get a distance. Many people who suffer from addictions are caught in power struggles without finding by themselves a way out of the dilemma. There is, however, always a way. It is really the old flight or fight paradigm. If you do not want to fight, you must take a distance. You must go end the relationship and say your ultimate no to it. People trapped in alcohol or drug abuse often are simply unable to say this decisive no, thus unable to making the right choices at moments they need to. They may never have learned it in their younger years simply because they did not have the inner space to act. They had to react because in their younger years they were constantly trapped by their parents or other caretakers. It is the flight response perverted into a pseudo-flight that results. I escape into my dream world because life is too hard for me, and I am not hard enough to knock those down who abuse of my goodness. No, you do not need to knock them down, but you can listen to yourself instead of listening to them and get to live your own life based on your own choices and decisions. The next step then, when you are in peace with yourself, is to work on your power problems. Power struggles cannot arise if you are feeling strong and powerful. It needs always two for love and for fight. If you are feeling okay about yourself and you have resolved your own power problems, nobody can ever get you out of your continuum anymore. This means you will not let others get you in discussions, disputes, or fights of whatever kind. To gain mastership of your autonomy, you need to work constantly and patiently on building non-harmful power, which I call primary power. There are basically 4 steps on this way. 1. Get your power back. Empower yourself. 2. Give power to others. Empower others. 3. Communicate powerfully. See the power in communicating. 4. Build powerful groups or teams. See the power in associating. You will not build successful relationships if you begin at the wrong end and engage in social groupings before having done your homework. However, that is what most people do. They rush into participating in social groupings, hoping that through togetherness they'd feel more powerful. They think group life will help them forget about the ugly little man inside of themselves. When they are with a group, they feel strong and good, while miserable and poor when alone. But that is a trap. That is not empowerment, but an illusion, and a very dangerous kind of it. As long as you are not an individual, and thus an undivided unit, as long as you have not built your own original self, you cannot build really interdependent relationships. You will try to either get into some dependence, symbiosis with them, I need you, or to dominate them, I get you. It means the power struggle is right from the start programmed into your very relationship with the group. The right way to begin, therefore, is to begin with yourself. Get your power back. Become complete and whole again and individual. If power has been denied to you during your childhood and youth, which happened to most of us, there is no way other than working on that problem. If you refuse to do this work, the need for power that has been repressed will drive you from your unconscious desires and can cause obsessions, emotional and sexual fixations, alcohol or drug addictions, neurotic anxieties and habits, sexual dysfunctions or perverse sexuality, or even psychotic disorders. Why do we need personal power? You may ask. We need power and energy to build our life as our own original creation. Many people live lives as if their lives were articles bought in second-hand shops. They live lives, but the lives they live are not their own ones. They live the lives of millions of other people, lives that are conditioned through standardized educational norms, standardized food, standardized media input, standardized conventions, standardized wishes and dreams, standardized religious celebrations, standardized cultural to-dos and not to-dos. They are robots, not men and women. They are not humans after all, because they are not human. A more subtle reason why people take drugs is indeed the dehumanization of modern society, the seeming lack of human input through sensitiveness and care for others. Once you are off from it, you have to be very careful not to get affected by the vices of this society that just because you have found a more healthy way to cope with life is not going to change for you. You will confront the same odd problems and adversities that you encountered originally when you were searching for a way out.